You're listening to Free Mama Radio, where we believe you can have both a successful business and show up as the mom you want to be. I'm your host, Lauren Golden, a mom who built a full-time income working part-time hours. Now, I help other moms like you learn how to work from home on your own terms, take control of your schedule, and make more money so you can live a totally awesome, guilt-free life. I am on a mission to make sure that no mother has to choose between family and financial stability. So if you've been wondering, can I really have it all? This podcast will give you the answers. Hey guys, what's going on? We're just adjusting to whatever is going to be happening around me right now. We've got birds, highway traffic. Hopefully the stream will be good. Hopefully y'all will be able to hear me and jump on live, and hopefully we won't have too many interruptions, but I'm super excited because what I'm talking about today is not actually a new topic of conversation. I have talked about it before in the Free Mama, and it is something that gets me kind of worked up. Do you guys have those topics, they horse, and you're like, oh my gosh, like waving arms around like preachy? And this is one for me. And there's some brilliant people that some of you may be following or listening to their podcasts, or maybe you've even, bought products from them. Number one, I think that they're being out of integrity because they're teaching you to do something that they're not actually doing at the beginning of their business. And so I want to come set the record straight. So what we're talking about is the worst marketing advice that you are being given online and what to do instead. And again, if you are not new to the Free Mama community, you've probably heard me talk about this. I'm interested to know if there are any guesses, if anybody knows what I'm going to talk about. But this actually came up not once, but twice in my Inner Circle coaching group. So we have, for those of you who are new to the Free Mama, we have the Free Mama movement, which is our free community. It's a Facebook group. It is one of my favorite places on the internet. I highly encourage you to join because after I go live every Monday, I actually pop into the Facebook group and do a live Q&A. So if you have questions, if you want to get some live coaching on the spot with some things you're doing, that is the place to be. We also have the Free Mama Squad, which is our monthly Free Mama membership, which is just a family. It is one of the biggest blessings in my life, and I know a lot of our members feel that way. And then we have the Inner Circle, which is kind of that next level. So you've started your business, you're making, somewhere between maybe $2,000 and $8,000 a month, and you're ready to scale it. And this actually ties in to the advice that I think a lot of people are giving or receiving when they're online. And that advice is all around this idea of creating a freebie. You can call it an opt-in, you can call it a bunch of different things. How many of you have ever downloaded a freebie or a lead magnet from somebody off the internet, right? The whole concept behind this is that if someone has something you want, maybe it's a checklist of something, maybe it is, a template or swipe or whatever it is, it's something free, and they dangle it in front of you and they make it sound super juicy because that's what us marketers like to do, and it's fun. And it should be helpful. The thing you download should be valuable to you. And the exchange is that in exchange for this free thing that you're given, you are going to give them your email address. And now, and in the marketer world, we call your email address traffic you own. So there is value to this. I'm not saying you don't want to start an email list eventually. The reason this is the worst advice you're being given is because a lot of people, and I won't say names this time, they know who they are. A lot of people are teaching you, start your virtual business, create a freebie, and then you'll grow your email list. And it's like, yikes. Okay, number one, this is really, really bad advice for anybody just getting started. So if that's you, if you are new to the internet world of making money, let me know. I would love to hear from you because I can give you a much better checklist on where to get started. And yes, it is free. And yes, you will get on my email list. So see, this is a thing to do. It's just the worst place to start. The worst place to start. So let me tell you why. Number one, how many of you have a freebie graveyard somewhere on your desktop? Maybe it's in your downloads folder. Maybe you have an actual I have an actual folder on my desktop, you guys, called freebies. And let me tell you how often I go in and look at those things. Never. I haven't even opened half of them, even when I first got them. Some of them I opened when I got the freebie and I looked at it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then never looked at it again. I call it my freebie graveyard because the reality is, while you can find value in freebies, they're not life-changing. They're just not. No matter what you create or what you get from someone else, it's not going to solve all of your problems. It might solve a small problem, but that's the whole reason behind a freebie. And this is why it's really a bad advice about where to start. So if someone tells you, okay, you're starting a virtual business, get a freebie, grow your email list, you have to have this. Here's why this is bad advice. Number one, you have to spend a lot of time and energy creating that freebie and doing the market research to make sure it's something that somebody really wants. And you're not getting paid for any of those things. That is not an income producing activity. Lead generating, possibly, not income producing. So if you are getting ready to start a virtual business and you want to work really, really, really hard and spend a bunch of money but not make any money, then this is great advice for you. But if you come in the Free Mama community, you probably have some sort of financial yearning or possibly even necessity, and you probably want to make money, not just be spending it, okay? So here's why we're not starting with our freebie. So number one, bunch of time and energy to actually create the freebie. Number two, now you have to set up an email management software program. And there are some free options out there that are okay to get started. None of them are going to last you into your business once you actually start having revenue coming in. You're going to need something legitimate where you can segment, where you can track, where you can actually create up sequences. So now, so far, without doing anything, we haven't made any money. We've spent time and energy creating our freebie, possibly also money on that. We're setting up our email list. Okay, cool. So now we've got those two things. And let's say you did that all for free, and that's great. Maybe you didn't even spend that much time because you knew what you were doing and you're super tech savvy. Awesome. Okay, we got those two things. But here's the part that gets really left out. There are two fundamental and extremely time-consuming things that have to happen after that. One, you have to actually have traffic, people to send to your free thing, okay? So what is your lead generation strategy? How are you gonna get people to opt into your freebie, in other words? Are you gonna go on podcasts? Are you gonna run ads? Are you gonna go network? What are you gonna go on summits? Like, do all these things. And again, all of these things are great. These are great marketing strategies. Like in my list of, we have our freedom roadmap, and the first E is all about exposure. These are all great ways to get exposure. So again, I'm not saying don't ever do these things. I'm saying it should be the last thing you do, not the first thing you do. I'm gonna tell you what to do instead here in a second. So now we've got our thing. We spent all our time, money, and energy getting set up, our freebie and our opt-in. But now we have a traffic problem, because if we're not actually sending a bunch of people there, we just worked really hard for no reason. The second thing we have a problem, well, we actually have three problems. The second problem that we have is that unless you continue to nurture this email list, meaning you're emailing them weekly, possibly daily, multiple times a week, monthly. People have different strategies on this. I don't think monthly is enough at all. Nobody's going to grow and they're no like and trust. You're not going to offer enough value. So let's say minimum weekly. So now we've got to invest a bunch of time, money, and energy into a traffic strategy, and we have to nurture them on the back end. Now, some of this might be some of the stuff you guys are doing for your clients in your freelancing business. We have lots of tech VAs that might be setting up the back end. We have lots of copywriters in our community. And this is why this shouldn't be where you start. You shouldn't want to build out this infrastructure until you have someone who can help you, because as you can see, it's a lot of energy, time, and potentially money to do it right, to set up this freebie funnel. Now, here's the third problem with this. Are you guys tired yet? Did you hear all of those things that go into it? And I love it, by the way. I'm totally here for it. I love marketing. Like, this is all fun for me. And if it's fun for you, you might be like, Lauren, I don't see what the problem is. Like, this is fun. Here's the problem. Number 3. You're still not making any money. It's a freebie. So here's why you should absolutely not start with this. And I see so many in this, and we're just scratching the surface. We could go into a whole lot of other reasons why this is a bad idea, but these are the top 3, okay? So time, money, energy, plus it's not an income producing activity, and you have to do so much work on the back end. Setting up the actual freebie, that's the easy part. That's the easy part. The hard part is everything that follows, that requires consistency over a long period of time, okay? So now that we've established that launching with a freebie and a fun, I didn't even get to, we lost out a whole part of this. So you got your email marketing stuff. You have to actually have your landing page. You have to have an opt-in page. And sometimes you can do this through your email marketing software, but sometimes you got to go get a website, or you got to get ClickFunnels, or you got to get whatever. And you got to build all that out too. And you might not get it right the first time. You've got to have the copy be compelling enough, because remember, it's an exchange. So the freebie offer and the copy on the page have to be compelling enough that someone is willing to give you their email address in exchange for them getting that thing. Whew, are you guys tired yet? Like, that's a lot of work. I've seen this happen in so many communities, and I see so many people teaching this concept of like, grow your email list. You got to have an email list, blah, 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 all this stuff. And this is why people burn out or they give up or they think they failed before they've even gotten started, because they're investing all of their blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. They're not making any money yet. Do you see how frustrating that is? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do instead, because we are really smart free mamas. All right, so 2 things. Number 1, if you are brand new to the internet marketing space, you do not need an email list. Like this, I will put this cut and dry. You don't need an email list. You need to go be a one-to-one service provider. You need to have conversations with people in network, either online or in person. Look for referral. I mean, go to Free Mama TV. I have a ton of videos. You can use the little magnifying glass to search. Just type in the word clients. It'll pop up every single video on Free Mama TV about how to find clients. And you need to just get your boots to the ground. Quit hiding behind your computer, because you're going to burn out before you make any money. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there and have conversations, get some revenue coming in, learn how to be a business owner, learn how to provide these services. Like you got to walk before you can run, right? So if you're brand new, that's my advice for you. Go watch those videos, have conversations, put yourself out there, optimize your social media profile. You guys, I teach you how to do all this stuff for free. It's go do it. Quit hiding, quit getting the shiny object syndrome and getting distracted, okay? Because I promise you, this is cut and dry. This is not an opinion. This is cut and dry. So start one-to-one service provider. Now, let's say you already have some clients and you're like, you know what? I'm leveling up. I'm starting to get to a point where I want to be more scalable. I'm to the point now where, I have a certain number of retainer clients, but my bandwidth is expanding. I'm not just looking for, 3 to 10 clients to serve. I'm actually I've got an offer that I can actually create, and I want to create and I want to build. And so I can serve dozens of clients or hundreds of clients or thousands of clients. Like, I'm ready to scale and I feel like it's time for an email list. Well, you are absolutely correct. It is time for an email list if you are going to have that turnover of clientele and you're setting up that scalability of growth. So what do we do when we actually need to start an email list? Then, Lauren, can I start the freebie and do the funnel and the email marketing? And I get it. I got to do traffic and I got to have nurturing signals. No, you are not going to build a freebie. Why? Because why would you build something for free when you can go ahead and create something that people are going to pay for? Okay, so we're going to build something that people are going to pay for first. I recommend starting with whatever your core offer is going to be. That's the funnel you should build first, and create an opt-in for it. There's all kinds of opt-ins. People opt in for summits, for webinars, for low ticket offers. So you guys, especially over the last 2 years, it's been really common to have kind of these $7 to $47, maybe even $97 products, 27, 47. Like we see these trends in the marketing space. So anyway, people are opting in for that. Maybe you're going to do a challenge. Maybe you're going to do a live event. Maybe you just want to get into like high ticket consulting. Do an application funnel. Before they even get to the application, they give you their email address. So you have people opting in to actually buy your core offer, the thing that you want to do. And by the way, sell it before you build it. Why? You can think it's the best idea in the whole world. You can think you've got this super fantastic, whether it's your freebie, a low ticket offer, a high ticket offer, it doesn't matter. Guess what? It's not a good idea until someone buys it. And kind of more than one someone's. We call this proof of concept. So instead of putting all your time and energy into doing this free stuff that takes the same amount of setup and nurturing as your paid stuff, we're going to start with the paid stuff, specifically that core offer, that main idea that you've got, and get people to give you your email and opt in. Because again, you're building the landing page, you're doing the email marketing software, you're doing the nurturing on an ongoing basis anyway. So why wouldn't you want to get paid for it? So when is it appropriate to then add the freebie? Well, Russell Brunson calls this the concept of unboxing. Okay. So you have your thing that you've created. Now, what do you have in that thing you created? Maybe it's a course, maybe it's a challenge, maybe it's a coaching program, doesn't matter what it is, but what's something that you've been utilizing in that? Maybe it's a checklist that you give your people. Maybe it's the actual application itself. Maybe it's a template that you provide your students. Maybe it is email swipe copy. Maybe it is a landing page. Maybe it is, I don't know, it's got to be in alignment with where your core offer is. But this is how we start to develop what's called a value ladder, meaning you're going to have multiple offerings, products or services at a variety of price points. But instead of starting with your free stuff that's going to take just as much time and energy and make you zero revenue, we're going to start at the top or the middle, depending on your core offer. And then we're going to do, again, what Russell calls unboxing. And we're going to start to pull out individual little things that we can take out of that we can then set up that free funnel, that freebie, that opt-in. And then what I want you to do, and I'm giving you all the secret sauce today, what I want you to do is I want you to turn that what would be a freebie funnel into what's called a tripwire funnel. And what that looks like is you have something free, but now because you've actually built the thing, you know that it works, you've done the testing, you've gotten money, you've gotten students, clients, whatever. Now we're going to take something out of that that's smaller. So we're not going to give them the whole thing. We're going to give them a small part of that. And we're going to charge a lot less money for it because it's not the whole thing. It solves just one smaller problem, right? So a tripwire funnel is we've got the freebie that we pulled out, maybe the worksheet, the template, but on the next page after they get it, we're going to say, hey, now that you've got this, if you want to know the next step, I have this 27, 37, 47, whatever dollar thing that I'm going to offer to you. And now we're actually starting to figure out who our buyers are. Now we're starting to figure out who those people are on the back end. And we're potentially earning revenue off of those free things as well. So many people online are teaching this backwards and it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand the obsession with an email list for newbies. Okay. Do the one-to-one thing. Start it. It's not all a lot of people say like the riches or in the email list, and that will come, but you'll never get there if you go out of order. So we just covered what not to do and what to do. I know I threw a ton of information at you. Again, the best place to have me help you answer your questions is, well, definitely by looking into our program so we can work together long going. So again, we talked about the inner circle and the squad today, but make sure you are a member of the Free Mama Movement Facebook group. I will do a live Q&A after all of this. And one example that I have that I want to give you guys of a kind of that tripwire or unboxing is the Quick Start Freelance Success Kit. Now, this is something that I did when I originally created the Free Mama Movement. So that was my core offer. It's still my core offer today. We just are on 2.0. And about 6 months after not even that long, maybe 3 months after I created it, we quote unquote unboxed it. And we took out some of the most popular lessons that focused on one specific thing that the whole course. So the whole course was comprehensive. We took one topic, we pulled it out, and we created the Quick Start Freelance Success Kit. This is an example of this. Now, when I started going on podcasts and doing YouTube and people would say, hey, do you have something for free? We took out one worksheet from that kit and put it in front of it. And so now I had a freebie funnel where I had, here's the free thing, here's the 70 skills checklist, and now here's the next thing, the Freelance Quick Start Success Kit. Okay, you see how this works? I practice what I preach. I promise you it works. So make sure you are protecting your time, your investments, and your energy, and you're working smarter and not harder. And let me know if this served you. Let me know if this saved you time, if you've been slaving away at an email list or a freebie and now you know better, that you know that you need to start with your paid thing and then unbox later on. Work backwards, work down your value ladder instead of starting with something free so that you can avoid burnout and start making money faster. And last but not least, start proving your offers that they work. Get that social proof, get revenue coming in, and make sure that you are in alignment with what people want before you put all of that energy into creating something that might not even work for you and definitely won't make you money. So if you liked today's training, let me know, share it on social media, share it with your friends, tag me. Like I said, this showed up the last couple of conversations I've had with some inner circle people, and I've seen some posts in the Free Mama Movement as well. And my job is to help save you time on your path to living a totally awesome guilt-free life. So if this was valuable, let me know, and I will see you guys next time. And make sure you join the Free Mama Movement Facebook group for some live training. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Free Mama Radio. Don't forget to check out Free Mama TV right here on YouTube for hundreds of how-to videos and interviews to help you start, grow, and scale a virtual business from home. If you want to join a community of tens of thousands of moms just like you, make sure you join the Free Mama Movement group over on Facebook. And lastly, if you want to learn more about how we can do this together, work to achieve your goals, and make you our next success story, check out my free training at thefreemamamovement.com. I'll see you next time.